Hello everyone, it's Judy here at Janet's Floral, and I am here in my yard in our little island of flowers and bird feeders and bird baths. And the reason is because I wanted to show you what you can do in your yard to attract birds and to create a place where you're experiencing nature around you and getting distracted by them, just like I was this morning. I was working in the garage doing bookwork, and I looked out here and I saw orioles on the oriole feeder, goldfinch on the goldfinch feeder, as well as other finch on the tube feeder. And there's another feeder out back, and I saw woodpecker. So I've seen all different kinds of things this morning, and I just thought it would be helpful for you to see what you can do in your yard, whether it's on a small scale or a little bit larger scale. There's lots of options. And as we're all kind of stuck at home a little bit and can't go out into the world quite as much as we would like, it's kind of cool to bring the world to us. And that's what an island, a bird feeding station, will do. It brings the world to you and gives you color and beauty that you can experience. So Amelia's going to come a little bit closer, and I'm just going to show you a few of these feeders a little closer. So this is an oriole feeder, and I've got some grape jelly in here. And this morning I actually had 4 baby orioles eating from this, which is really cool. You can see that I have this feeder hanging from a baffle, which squirrels aren't really an issue with my jelly, although I'm sure I could hear stories of some people who experience that. The reason I hung this was because of the rain. I was getting tired of the rain filling up my jelly feeder and washing the jelly away. And so this has actually worked really well. We had a downpour earlier in the week, and it completely took care of that problem. And the jelly was fine, and the orioles still ate, and so there we go. This is actually a mealworm feeder, and bluebirds as well as orioles, and I actually had finch eating the mealworms from there earlier this week. So that's what that is. Down in front there is a small bird bath, and then over a little bit farther is a much larger bird bath. And these are actually not the bird baths I'm using, but I thought it was important for you to see them. My bird bath is over to the left, which you can see very briefly. But earlier this week, I had baby bluebirds splashing and throwing water everywhere. Mom and I were eating our supper from the table in the garage, and we could see those baby bluebirds just kicking and splashing, and it was just so much fun. So again, it's bringing nature to you. So I'm going to go over this way. And up here is a goldfinch feeder, and I've had several goldfinch this morning, but we have had them all summer. And the cool thing is that goldfinch don't go away in the winter, they just change color. So one of the reasons I wanted to show this to you is not just because of attracting specific birds to right now, such as hummingbirds or orioles, but if you start a station now, it will send you into the fall and into the winter. So it'll be preparing your yard for bringing color in the winter. And as much fun as it is in the summer, I think it's even more fun in the winter because you're stuck inside even more, and you've got that color coming all the time, and you're helping your feathered friends. And so it's just it's a great thing to start now in preparation for the colder months that isn't that far away, but thankfully we're not there yet. This is a tube feeder, and lots of different kinds of birds will eat from this, but I hung, this is a seed hoop, and it catches the seed that falls. Some of you may be, I don't want to feed birds because I don't want the seed all over the place. Well, the answer to that is this. It catches the seed and prevents the seed from falling on the ground and growing or bringing chipmunks or whatever. So that is a great addition, plus the fact that it adds another feeding surface. So while as a cardinal might not be apt to feed from this feeder, the cardinal will land on this solid surface and feed from it. So you've got a 2-in-1 feeding station there, which is pretty cool. And then this is a suet feeder, a tail prop suet feeder, and you don't have to use a tail prop feeder, but I think woodpeckers that are a little larger, like a red-bellied or even a red-headed, they'll be more comfortable on a feeder like this because there's a place for their tail. What I have in here now is an orange suet, but there's lots of different kinds, and you'll attract nuthatches and chickadees and finch and just a wide variety of birds with suet. There's a couple feeders down below here I wanted to show you that are not part of my station, but this is a wonderful feeder for the winter. Now come a little closer. It's a solid feeder that cardinals and lots of birds like, but it has a plastic cover on it that shields it from the rain and from the snow in the wintertime. So a great option, and serves a lot of different purposes. Then this is also a great option, and I have actually used this feeder for years. It's not out, but I have used it for years, and it provides a great surface and is a multi-function feeder. And then of course, you don't want to forget hummingbird feeders. And you probably noticed I don't have one of those up, and it's mainly just because in the spring it's so busy here that I don't have the time to keep up with it like I would like. So I just didn't get that started this year, but this is a great one and doesn't leak, so it's bee resistant, very important, wasp resistant, which can be an issue right now. So that's that. And then one other thing I wanted to show you is this is called a bird bath protector. And one of the not so nice things about a bird bath is that when the water sits in there, it collects moss, and it just can get nasty. This prevents that and keeps that from growing on the surface of the feeder or on the bird bath, and keeps your water clean. It's not harmful for the birds, and it just makes the process or having a bird bath much more enjoyable. And then behind me, there's one more bird feeder hanging way back there. I wish I could bring it closer, but the ground here is just not quite stable enough for that heavy feeder, so we put it back there. And that is an Arendelle Sky Cafe feeder, and it is squirrel resistant. And the squirrel will hop on the top of that, and he can't see it. Well, we'll scoot over a little bit so that Amelia can show you a better picture of it. The squirrel gets on top of that feeder, and then he'll land on there and he'll just fall off because there's no way for him to stay on, and which is pretty funny actually. And he does that a few times and he gives up, and then he'll just feed from the bottom, which is really all you want them to do, is feed from the bottom. So one of my favorite feeders, it holds a lot of seed. It's great for the winter time and great for now too, because it does hold so much seed. So that gives you an idea of some things that you can do for your feeding station. And I failed to mention the flowers, but they're actually every bit as important as the feeder. This hosta, I don't have a hummingbird feeder up, but this is a great hummingbird feeder. They love hostas, and right now they're blooming prolifically in our yard, but all around town. And the other flowers, the petunias over on the other side, I have an echinacea, which is right here. Great for hummingbirds as well as other birds too. So if we can help you get a feeding station started in your yard, whether it's with perennials that come back each year and maybe one feeder, or whether it's with some flowers and a whole host of feeders, we would love to help you bring nature to you and help you enjoy your backyard more. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Bye.